Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Not a Pookie podcast. And we have a great show for you guys today. And this is the place where masculinity takes back its natural throne. I hope you guys are having a great day today. I am. I know that I said I was going to start doing these shows on a daily basis, and I think that I've I think I lived up to my agreement. I've been up here for the last 3 days, man, on time too, like in the afternoon when you guys have been chilling, you're at work, you're getting off, and you're just coming up on YouTube seeing my ugly face. But anyway, this is Not a Pookie podcast, and y'all see that little graphic I got. It's going to get better. It's going to get better, baby. This is probably the second episode of the podcast, and I hope you guys like it. Like I told you guys on the post I put on Instagram the other day, and I put it on YouTube as well, I said these live broadcasts or live streams will be Not a Pookie podcast live. But once this stream is over, you are not going to be able to look at this stream again. You're not going to be able to look at this playback. So if this stream is 2 hours, I'm going to convert this over to podcast viewership. So to the point where I'm going to take this and convert it over to the podcast, and the podcast tab is on the channel, you guys, and I will always have it in the description box of all videos. So at the end of the day, you can always go and view the playback for the Not a Pookie podcast over on the podcast tab. Now, I said if this show is 2 hours, you're not going to get the whole 2 hours in that podcast. I'm going to pull out the most important parts of the podcast, put it together, and you're not even going to know the difference. But it's going to be less time, okay? But I'm going to edit it down and put it over there. Now, I'm not getting rid of all of that other footage. Say I do 2 hours today. I'm going to take clips of the 2 hours, little, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute clips, perfect moments in this podcast or the episode. And I'm going to make little short videos or short clips where in a playlist, it will be clips from Not a Pookie podcast. Okay. So if you guys don't understand, this right here, what you're seeing now, live right now, is Not a Pookie podcast live. Now, once this is over, you can watch the playback. Not here. This video is going to be gone. You got to go over to the podcast tab, and it's going to be episodes there. So every time I finish here, I'm going to edit it up, convert it into podcast form, and put it over there. So you guys can always go and look at those archive podcasts now. And it's going to be episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, so forth and so on. And if you guys are coming up here talking to me, I am not ever going to cut that out. That will be on the podcast episodes. All right. So on today's video, I thought I'll, start off this podcast with actually telling you what the name is all about. The name of the podcast is Not a Pookie Podcast because I get inundated with simps and women, feminists, and Democratic people coming to my channel and arguing with my audience as well about how we men are pookies and we leave our families and all of this, when majority of black men don't do that. We don't do that. I'm just sorry. I'm sorry to inform you, ma'am. We are not like that. We are more of in our children's lives than you think. And on top of that, we try to be in our children's lives, but those court systems and all of society, all of these institutions, they are literally against men. And that leads into the second reason I named it Not a Pookie Podcast is because feminism and society and that Democratic Party has stripped away our masculinity. And they want us to look like Pookie. They want all of us to look like Ray Ray. They want us to be struggling like that. When in actuality, we're not like that. In actuality, we're hard-working black men. Now, am I saying that all black men are, just great people? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is all black men get held accountable for every decision that they make, every path they walk, every mistake they make. They are held accountable by society, by women, by men, by institutions, and on top of that, we got to start understanding that it's only one-sided. Women are not held accountable for anything. Society says to women, okay, if you make a mistake, we'll help you out. If you make a bad decision, we'll help you out. Oh, you made another bad decision. We'll help you out even more. We'll give you more money on your independence card. Oh, you're pregnant again? Oh, is it the same father? No. Okay, we'll help you out more. But that is the cycle of single motherhood that the Democratic Party push amongst our people and women. So, therefore, we need to literally take back our masculinity. They had made it seem as if this thing is toxic. They made it seem as if masculinity, the word, when you hear it, you think toxicity. And that right there is the reason why I called this Not a Pookie Podcast. Because being a Pookie or a Ray Ray is the opposite of masculinity. It is no such thing as toxic masculinity. It's just masculinity or not. And that's what we're going to get into on today's podcast. And like I said, we're going to have a great show for you guys today. I got 3 videos that will literally explain my position of how I feel about the current state of black men in America. Even though Pookie and Ray Ray isn't the majority of us, Pookie and Ray Ray is getting majority of the pussy. I said it, yes. Pookie and Ray Ray isn't the majority of us, but Pookie and Ray Ray is getting majority of the punani in the community. And we know this to be true because it's like, 52%, 51% of black men without kids. Women don't want to choose the square guy who has a job. The women don't want to choose the engineer. The women don't want to choose the police officer. The women don't want to choose the firefighter. The women don't want to choose the essential worker like a bus driver who makes $60,000 to $70,000, right? And that guy is out there. I know on my mind right now, 5 men ages of 25 and 35 have no children. I literally gotta really think about a woman without a child. Like I know I can think of 1 or 2 or 3, but that tells you where we're at in our community, ladies and gentlemen. That literally tells you where we're at in our community. Majority of the men in our community are not getting any action. The majority of our men in our community get called lame, get called this, get called that. And when we do have a baby with these women and it don't work out, child support, it destroys this man's life. I am a man's activist here, but I'm not doing it blindly, you guys. And a lot of women think that, the red pill community do this blindly, like, we just hate women or something. No, it's not that. It's not that. We just want you guys to be held accountable just like we're held accountable as adults. Now, it's a certain prestige that you have when it comes to you being a woman. Yes, I will give you that. You are to be treated in a certain type of way. I'm going to say that. You know, you got to be delicate with a woman. And I have little girls, and when I first got look, before my first child, my biological child, man, you know, I never cried. Like, I never cried. But when she was born, something in me, something just made me just, woo, man, till this day. And she's 14 years old now. Till this day, when I'm watching some sad shit, I mean, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't do it. Oh my God. Like, for real, like, women, it's something about women that needs to be protected. And that is exactly why I do what I do on a daily basis. I put out a video the other day, you guys, where I was talking about how, you know, I always got told that I hate women, or I hate black women. If I hate black women and I hate women, I definitely would not be up here every day trying to talk to men about women or talk to the young women. See, my product is not for Suki with the goop coochie. And I'm going to put out a video later on today where someone asked me, you know, what would you tell Suki if she lived next door to you? I'm not even going to tell you how that went down. I'm just going to show you. Watch out for that video. But it is not for the current black woman. It is not for the current modern woman. It's for my daughter's generation. It's trying to touch someone out there, or get to the brain of someone out there that can bring forth change. You don't need to, you know, convince a million people. You don't need to convince a million people. At the end of the day, all you need to do is convince one. And that one can touch a lot of people. Like Tupac said back in the day, you know, I'm not here to change the world, but I will spark the brain that will change the world. See, and with that said, that leads into what I'm going to show you guys first from Mr. David Banner here. See, when we have these little boys getting raised by these women, a lot of things transpire to where when that boy becomes a teenager, becomes a man, he 9 times out of 10 will be alpha male. He will be so emotional. He will be coddled, you see? And we talked about these things on past live streams where these women will sexualize these little boys, have their friends, you know, just, oh, girl, he's touching my butt. That's so cute. And then when he gets of age, he's been told that's so cute, that's so cute, that's so cute all of his life. His psyche, his mindset is, hey, I can just touch anything I want. It's going to be cute. She gonna like it. Even if she say no, I know behind all of that no is she want it. And that mindset comes from something. See, when boys have fathers, we teach them logic, common sense, and reason. You see, and I'm not talking about Pookie. And that's why this is not a Pookie not a Pookie podcast, okay? This is not a Pookie podcast. So everything I say, I'm talking from competent men. I'm talking from masculine men. I'm talking from the standpoint of logical men, okay? So when I say men teach their children, their little boys, logic, common sense, and respect of women, that's what they will do in life, period. Long-term decision-making, long-term planning, understanding what he does, and he makes a mistake. He needs to learn from said mistake and move forward accordingly. You see what I mean? That's a real man. So we're going to get to this video, this first video, and people, I am not playing these videos all the way through. So if you do not like commentary videos or live streams, please get off of the video. These videos I pulled from YouTube. You can always go and pull them and listen to it. You can get in your dark corner and listen to it and never get interrupted. This is a commentary analysis. This is a commentary/analysis channel. You see, I speak on black issues. I speak on issues that are pertaining to us, and I use videos to help me get my message across. So if you do not like me jumping in and out of the video, you can gracefully leave. And plus, they hitting me with copyright strikes, man. I tried to, balance it out, try to play it for a long time the other day when we was looking at the Ebony K. Williams video on The Breakfast Club. They flagged me. You see what I'm saying now? I can't get paid from that video right there unless I break it up, which I am going to break that shit up. I'm going to get paid. I'm going to get paid for my time. But at the end of the day, and speaking of that, y'all make sure if you want to donate to the channel, please don't send it to the YouTube little, super chat. Send it right down there to the Cash App, Dutch the Creator. Now, the thing is, I am not going to play these videos all the way through. I'll play videos like this, like personal videos where he's, talking or whatever. But if it's from a show, which I'm going to be playing today from OWN, one of Oprah's shows, I'm not going to play it all the way through. You know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to get copyright, man. And if you don't like this type of content, please move the fuck on. It's not for you. But we're going to get into Mr. David Banner. And shout out to David Banner, because when I was in college, man, back in 2002, David Banner was on the rise, and his lyrics was the most egregious, violent shit. And for him to come up and be conscious now and understand how to convey himself and, give knowledge like this, man, it's amazing. I watched people like him and Jeezy come up and evolve, man, to be great masculine human beings. But he's going to be talking about the dangers of, women not allowing their sons to be men. And sometimes if that man is going to die for what he believes in, you need to let him. At the end of the day, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all of them told their women, look, I'm going to die from this, but this is a cause, and that's what men do. We die for what we believe in. Let's go. As soon as it plays, you guys. Yeah. Let me see. I don't know why this thing does this. I've been doing this lately. Luckily, I'm going to edit this on the podcast episode. All right, here we go.
What's up, y'all? Y'all listen. I wanted to do a quick post for all my single mothers out there. I just had this conversation with one of my greatest friends, and I wanted to pass this on. For all the single mothers who have a son, and they raise their son by themselves. Once the son grows up and he starts to become a man, you gotta let him go. You have to allow him to make mistakes. And we just meditate and pray that our sons make the right decisions. But it's one thing that you can't do is teach a man how to be a man. And in so many cases, we would prefer our sons to be safe than to truly navigate the pathway of being a strong black man in America. A lot of us we don't know this, but in my research I found that one of the main ways that America broke black men was through black mothers, because the black mothers wanted to protect their sons from death. So they broke the sons instead of allowing white men to do it. So I'm just saying this. I just told a friend of mine that she was afraid that her son may die because of some of the choices that he made, from trying to be a strong black man. And I told her personally, and I'm not projecting this on you all, this is just my opinion. I would rather my son, and I don't have a child, so take that into consideration, but I would rather my son die trying to be strong. And I told her I would rather die now fighting for what I believed in than working in a cubicle at the Social Security office or in the mailroom and living to be 80. So, my best my best lessons in business and in life came through mistakes. Like, My mom said she was so afraid when I went to the Million Man March alone. I bought my own ticket and I went alone. I didn't go with a group. I moved to New York homeless, to get my first record deal. And I had to make those mistakes. I had to test life. So, if you have instilled those things in your child will be just fine in most cases. And if not, celebrate in your child's want to be a real man, to be a real king, and that's just my personal opinion and my spirit. It was just laid on my spirit to let the mothers know that. Let your son go. Let him go out in the world and hunt. Allow him to be the man that he's supposed to be. Allow him to go find that manhood that he was not blessed to have in the home. And that's just my personal opinion. I wasn't going to do any more posts today, but that was laid on my spirit. I love y'all.
I agree with David Banner. However, it is very rare that a man will be able to find that masculinity and find that purpose and find that manhood living up under a woman, his single mother. I'm sorry. If that little boy does not have a coach, if that little boy does not have something to cling on to have an example of what a man, because what he's essentially asking the single mother to do is just create a man or let him be, because if you let him be who he want to be, he's not going to have anything to reference. So that's just going to be worse than the Pookie or Ray Ray. You see, because he doesn't have a reference. See, let me tell you guys something about myself, and I like to personalize things as I am talking. Now, I grew up in a single mother home. Me, my little brother, and my big brother, right? My mother had 3 baby fathers. We lived in the hood, Washington, D.C., at the time, murder capital of the world. It was inundated with AIDS epidemic, like in Suitland High School in Northeast Washington, D.C. Like, you had a lot of people had AIDS. Like, we lived in the slums. You feel me? And up until the age of probably, and I had my father in my life in and out, but he didn't start being in my life until I started having kids at 25. But up until the age of probably 30, 34, if I have to pinpoint it, 34 will be when I found my masculinity, guys, and I'm 39 years old. And it was based upon men that I was watching, books that I was reading, and the want to be better than what I seen in the mirror. You see what I mean? And these children don't have that. And to say, and I look, I respect everything this man just said, but he needed to add one thing to what he said. Everything he said would have been 100% perfect if he did or said what I say on this channel time and time again. Women, single mothers, please get a father figure. I don't care who the hell it is, your brother, your uncle, your friend that's not trying to hit you off or something, somebody, or a great stepfather, like grandfather, somebody. Get that in your little boy's life. Everything that he said, just give him an example. Just give him an example. Because let me tell you something about little boys and little girls. They are impressionable. We grow up and we look at grown-ups and we mimic them, man. I remember looking at my father. I remember looking at my uncles. I remember looking at a coach I had. Man, like, I want to be them, you know? And it's something that I can relate to. I can't relate to the mother just saying, all right, go out and be who you want to be. Nah, It ain't. I can't relate to. I literally cannot relate to that. And that brings us to our next video, on the Steve Harvey show. And Steve Harvey is breaking down to this mother, to this single mother, how important it is to be
no. They want
to be a mother and provide something for her son to emulate, to mimic. Because when we emulate and mimic, sort of like how I started on YouTube, I mimicked the shit out of Tommy Sotomayor. I was just Tommy Sotomayor 2.0, right? But I took that and honed it in on who I was. It took 8 years to hone in and find my own voice. And now I get called the preacher, the black preacher of YouTube, because I sound like a preacher, and the way I emote, the way I'm passionate, I use my hands, and I'm theatrical in my, speaking. I was looking, matter of fact, side note, I was looking at Rick Ross Drink Champs, and woo, that man, if y'all say I emote or I'm very, animated, that dude just saying one sentence is like a theatrical moment for Rick Ross. Like, if he say, I'm going down the street to go to the store and get some bananas. This is Rick Ross. I'm going down the street to get those bananas because those bananas, I love those bananas. Like, that man just talks and he emotes. And, I was taught that by a broadcaster. Like, she's on the radio. Like, I talked to her, I was like, man, what do I have to do? Because I used to just be like this, talk like this, take big pauses, and not be comfortable in front of the camera and not look at the camera, just look down. And she said, look, you gotta get out of that. You gotta emote. And you gotta enunciate your words. You gotta, just your diction gotta get better. Your vocabulary gotta get better. You gotta stop cursing all the time. I used to curse every other word in my videos, but now I don't need to curse, unless I have to, unless I put it in there specifically for a reason. But nonetheless, this video that you're about to watch breaks down what I was just talking about. How these mothers aren't not letting their little boys become men or even look at men. Let's go.
to make good choices. It's just they want to make good choices. It's just they have a hard time. And if they don't have someone to emulate, it's that much harder for them.
Yeah, see, that's the truth of it. And what I try to get single moms to understand is that wanting to have someone to emulate, it cannot be you.
I'm trying to tell you, like I just told about David Banner, it cannot just be the single mother. It can't be, man. Single motherhood in any community is not good for any community. Let me tell you guys something. A mother is equipped with teaching. A mother is equipped with caring for said family. A mother is in the mind state of the here and the now. They have to make sure everything is good right now. And they don't know how to, and I'm not saying all, they don't know how to plan for the future. And I know that sounds crazy because, like I said, women are nurturers. And in, actuality, when you nurture, you planning for the future. But they're doing it for the now. Like, that baby is crying now. They need that titty now. A lot of them don't even like doing the bottle, the breast pump. My wife had to do it. She hated that shit. But that baby is crying now. They ain't got time. Everything is an urgency for the mother, you see? And that's good and that's cool. But that's why you need that man there for balance to, understand what the mother is going through and to assist that mother in other areas like logic, common sense, planning, building. This is what we're going to do. This is where we're going to live. And that's why I decided to make the definition of this here podcast what I made it. The thing is, this is a direct response to feminism. This podcast is a direct response to feminism and the destruction of masculinity in our community, people. And I do believe in the patriarchal community. I'm sorry. I do. I believe in men leading society because that's natural order. It is. I'm sorry. It's a fact. And you see what happens when women lead. And I'm not saying this to be derogatory. Y'all got to stop listening to just respond and get triggered. I'm just saying these things because it exists. It is real. You see? Women leading is destruction. Black women has been leading our community since 1968 at least. And the decision making that they have made has led our people down a fucked up spiral. I don't care how you want to cut it. That matriarchal community, that feminism shit does not work when it comes to leading society. It does not work. And we need to stop putting that onus on these women because these women are then empowered to fight against us and push us out. Now, everything is chaos. It's anarchy. It's no government. It's to the point where men can't even say what the fuck they want to say. I'm going to say what I want to say because I'm a motherfucking man. But I talk to men every goddamn day in private, and they wish they could say the things that I say. I gave up long time ago trying to make my family who don't fuck with me about this shit happy, or people because they don't fuck with me, period. You know what I mean? It ain't about what I say. They just don't want me to say it or how I say it. The thing is, men are acting like bitches. And that's what we have. We have Pookie and Ray Rays, and we have them. And the women are going and having sex with them because they know that they can control them men. They know that those men ain't gonna stand up to them. They know those men can't say anything to them. But if they get with a man like me, or if they get a man like you, or a man like you, or a masculine, understanding ass man, he's not going to allow you to do that shit. Or he's just going to leave. If you want to just be unruly and defiant and all of this, you can be by yourself. That's why Ebony K. Williams is by herself at 40 years old. Talking about, I want to date the man who owned the bus. But you're not with anybody at 40 years old. Now you're rich with nothing, with nobody. Yeah, they come over and knock you off a little bit, but you're not going to have no family. And that's where our community falls short.
Because what they struggling with and what they trying to figure out, man, can only be taught by a man. I'm telling you, Jalen, let me ask you something, man. How do you think it went?
I think it went really good because first when Ben came, I thought he was a stranger to me. And I didn't want to, say anything to him, I thought this was, a joke at first. I didn't, really take it serious. But then at the end of the day, I started thinking, I was like, this is somebody that can help me out. This is somebody that is successful in life. They've done things that I would like to do, be very successful. When I got stuff off my chest, like manhood, he said it's real, the real world. It's crazy. Things happen. It's not
Shout out to this young boy too. Because let me tell you, that what you guys are hearing how he's speaking, he's not and y'all hear me and all the time. That's because I was raised by a single mother, and I didn't get my masculinity until about 35. So I'm just getting into this shit. But he's getting it at a young age. He's as a man. Now he needs to, put his head up and start looking at Steve eye to eye. That's what my daddy told me. My daddy told me that a long time ago. But the thing is, I try to talk to these youngins where I'm from, Washington, D.C. They can't get a sentence out of their mouths. What do I mean by that? They can't. They literally cannot talk. They be cool, shit, man. Speak up, dog. Speak up. Man, like, bruh, like, what are you talking about? Like, these little boys can't express. They don't know how to express themselves because they're living up under that woman in that house, and that woman is the dictator. She's the end all be all, and he's to shut the fuck up. How many times, men? How many times y'all mama just told you shut the fuck up? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Red Pill Revelator is in the building. Appreciate you coming through. Greetings, my brother. But these little boys that I talk to, they cannot speak. And I was like that. I was no, I don't know. Yeah, for real. I look back on my life like, wow, like I'm a different person. And the way this little boy is speaking, it's because he has a man that's guiding him. He has a man that's guiding him. You see?
Given to you, things aren't given to you. You have to work for it.
And people ask me, what's the origins of Pookie and Ray Ray? What's the origins, Dutch? Where does it come from? Where does these little boys come from? Where do these bitch-ass men come from, Dutch? We're going to see a clip that I used a long time ago on my Dutch Talk TV YouTube channel. A long time ago. I love using this clip, and this lady. See, when black women get together, they like to talk, right? They love to talk and say what it is and how it's gonna be, and they love to play they love to play that victim. They love it. And what you guys are gonna see right now, is women doing that. About being single mothers. We don't choose to be single mothers. We never choose this life. It's just a lot of things that go on in our life that we don't know about. All these excuses, right? You guys are going to see it, and I'm going to have to pause through this, y'all. I'm going to have to pause through this because I ain't trying to get copyright. I got copyright on that. Like I said, I got copyright on that goddamn Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club don't usually copyright, but I did let that shit play. I let it play. And you can't do that on YouTube. I mean, I don't want to infringe on someone else's stuff because I wouldn't want someone just to play my whole goddamn video. Now you can critique it and do your commentary on it, even if you're shitting on me. I don't care, but just don't put my shit on your channel and just be like, I'm out, y'all. Like no, we ain't doing that. But you guys are gonna see something in this video that I never thought would happen. Because when you have these women, and you're going to see a simp up here too, when you have these women together, it is rare, I mean rare, where you have a real black woman step the fuck up and say, you know what? Oh, what y'all saying is bullshit. No, I don't want to be a single mother. No, I'm tired of this shit. No, the decisions that I made was bullshit. I said, woo! Damn. And I remember this video a long time ago, and I said, once I get an audience, I'm just going to, let them hear this. And now I got an audience, so y'all can hear what I seen or see what I seen, man. And this is the prime example of what I'm talking about when it comes to our women. They always have excuses. And the first two ladies you're going to hear, they're not talking about what the fuck they did and the decisions that they make. But that last woman, she's going to put everybody on their motherfucking feet and toes. And you're going to see the women just looking at her. I don't know how the fuck she's saying that. But without further ado, let's get to this material. And plus, I'm trying to tell you guys, I'm not playing this all the way through. I'm not getting copyright. My man, Red Pill Revelator says, if black women want to be treated like children, then if black women don't want to be treated like children, then they shouldn't have the right to vote, or want to be treated like children. They shouldn't have the right to vote. I believe so, because they see they want their cake and eat it too. Red Pill, they want it, and see they want equality, but they don't want equality. When you give them equality, they say, I'm a woman. You know, what are you doing? I got women at work right now. We get paid the same exact money, but when a box come to the office or whatever, hey, can you pick that up for them? Nah, you pick that shit up. I don't pick it up. I swear, you can ask them. I don't pick it up. Nah, you getting paid just as much money as I am. You need to put a chair in the trunk. You put that motherfucking chair in the trunk. I did do it one time because the lady was old as shit. I will say that, you know. If you're old, I'll do it for an old man. But nah, shawty, you not about nah, I don't play that shit. Fuck that, you know. Like, but they want it, but then they don't want it, and that's where you have dictatorship come in and feminism come in. Thanks for that. For that knowledge, Red Pill. Let's get into this right here.
Single moms get a bad rap, and they've been used as political punchbags. Like we are just the dredge of the United States.
I believe that's a man. It might be a woman, because most of our women look like men. But goddamn, that voice, that wig, that looked like a whole man up under that wig. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying it is a man, and if it is a man, cool. You know, the shit. But she's talking about something that natural women deal with. So I'm just going to assume that it's a woman.
I was married to a very wealthy man. I got a divorce, walked away from $1 million lifestyle in South Florida, because that was the best thing to give to my son, was a better life, not with him. It just sometimes bothers me how sometimes single moms just catch such a bad rap.
Single moms catch a bad rap because they throw it. They throw them they throw them legs open. Do you hear men out here? We just got men catch a bad rap. No, we got to deal with what the fuck people say about us. We got to just deal with it. We got to. And we got to move on from it. And that's what this is all about. We get called Pookie and Ray Ray all day long when I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about, shorty? She in my comment section, yeah, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop leaving y'all family. Y'all need to stop. Y'all, what the bitch, you know who the fuck you talking to? I'm in my kid's life every goddamn day. I had a job for the last 17 years. I created brands. I rarely get sleep, shorty. What is you talking about? See, and that's why I call this Not a Pookie podcast, because we ain't Pookies over here. It's masculine men. Playing that victim shit like you get a bad name. Just stop opening your motherfucking legs and make better decisions on who the fuck you want to fuck with. Talking about, I was with a successful man. I was with a successful man. You should have stayed with that successful man, because you want to go out and do what you want to do. Yeah, I don't know if that's a man or not. I mean, you know, they say, you know, they feel like. I seen one of them buying tampons. I'm like, really? Like, really? Really? Like, that's what you doing? Like, would you gonna put it in between your balls? Like, what? Why? Because you can spend that money on something. I see a goddamn hornet in my goddamn. Oh Lord, how the hell did that get in here? I swear, man, I live in the woods, you guys, and I'm in my basement. So, oh my goodness gracious, that thing is big. Hope that thing don't come over here live with me on the air. That would be so embarrassing. But why buy tampons when you know you ain't got it? You're not bleeding. Ain't no blood coming out of that. Mm-mm. Does that make you feel more womanly? Let's see. Man, Polite Citizen says, I'm not ready to deal with parenthood, so I'm just knocking down Transformers until... Boy, no, you not. Don't you say that, boy. You are by yourself on that, man. Just wrap it up, bro. What the... Boy, please write psych in that, man. Or ha ha at the end of that, boy. That should not be the reason why he... No, man. Just, look, you get a vasectomy, I think it can be reversed. My brother, don't do that. Don't you do that. I mean, look, it's your choice. It's your body, your choice. Woo, bro, there's other ways you cannot be a parent out here. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, we are just out here just willy-nilly having babies with anybody.
You are out there willy-nilly having babies with anybody. Like, come on. Thank you, Polite Citizen. I'm gonna put that up there so people can know. He said, ha, 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 psych. Thank you. That was a good joke, but it just was a little off. But, yes, they are out here having babies willy-nilly with anybody. Did y'all hear what this woman said?
Willy-nilly having babies with any... Single moms just catch such a bad rap.
Yeah.
Like, we are just out here just willy-nilly having babies with anybody just because we don't have anything else better to do.
You don't?
I know a lot of people that are married that are single moms.
Stop saying that. Why do they say these things? Like, ooh, yeah, no. That's like when Michelle Obama wanted to say, it's like, I'm a single mom. You know, Barack, he's the president. He's always gone. Girl, you ain't no goddamn single mother. Stop saying that, man. If you are married, you are not a single mother. These women, they want to relate so much to single motherhood. It is ridiculous. You want to relate so much to single motherhood. It is hilarious. They put that in our women's brains so much. Like, oh my God, the Democratic Party done... You cannot be married to a man and say you are a single mother.
Because people...
And they clap for this shit. Like, really? That's what we doing? She said some profound shit. No, she didn't. Girl, he went to work. He's working. He's providing and protecting your motherfucking ass. And you talking about you a single mother. No, you not.
Okay.
No, I mean, I'm very serious. I have a lot of friends who are married to very wealthy men, and they're married to the lifestyle. And they think that the baby is going to save the marriage. Babies don't save marriages. They just prolong bad marriages.
I will attest to that. About times you said something that makes sense. See, look, I don't just don't like people and don't like them. Look, at the end of the day, I can say some of the things that Hitler did was great. He played great music, but he's still Hitler. You know what I mean? He said he has some great concepts. And I'm gonna just shut the fuck up about that. Matter of fact, no, fuck that. I am not on some Kanye shit. You know, the thing is, Hitler had a book called Mein Kampf. And if you read that book, there's a lot of concepts in there that are great concepts, but he's ultimately evil, and I don't support Hitler, okay? Just for the record. Disclaimer, I do not support Hitler. I don't like Hitler, okay? But, yeah, I mean...
Everyone in this room wanted to grow up and be a mother. Some of you did. No one wants to grow up and be a single mom.
Who? This what she say, y'all? Let's hear that one more time.
Everyone in this room wanted to grow up and be a mother. Some of you did. No one wants to grow up and be a single mom.
She said no one wants to grow up and be a single mom. Because who wants to do that? Who wants to just grow up and be a single mom?
8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, nope. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support. And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Not on your knees, grow up and be a mother. Babies don't save marriages, they just prolong bad marriages. Everyone in this room wanted to grow up and be a mother. Some of you did. No one wants to grow up and be a single mom. You're not.
8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, nope. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support. And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Your knees are. One wants to grow up and be a single mom. You're not on your knees of the prolonged bad marriages. Everyone in this room wanted to grow up and be a mother. Some of you did. No one wants to grow up and be a single mom. You're not on your.
I just played that over and over and over. And this is the rhetoric that they spew. They lie. They sit there and lie. They say it because it makes them sound, it sounds good. It just sounds good to say these little quotes. But that's bull-ish. These little girls, 8th grade, want to be single mothers because it's pushed to them constantly. It's pushed. It's pushed. It's pushed. It's pushed. Think T.I. daughter with her boyfriend wouldn't marry him, but will want his baby all day long. Want his baby all day. Want a baby all day long, but won't marry me. Look, marriage a little too much. That's a little bit too much of commitment. But going through the most worst pain known to man and then potentially raising that child by yourself is not that much of a commitment. And it's not because they want to, it's because they're programmed to. Say black women want to engage in this single mom phenomenon at a rate of 80% plus, and then gaslight brothers into believing that you that you can have those stats accidentally. Like they say, I just ended up pregnant. You ain't end up pregnant. You was fucking, and you made a decision to fuck. Man, Marlo Stewart say, why get child support when he can just take care of you? We gotta pick better, man. And happy anniversary to you, my brother. 13 years. 13 years, 14 years, 14 years. Him and his wife been down. Love that. Man, my wife on 13 years. But it's true, like, but that's the they're programmed to not want these things. You guys, I did a video yesterday. Let's pull it up. Let's get into the archives here, baby, with this woman. And I'm sure a lot of you guys seen that video that I posted yesterday. And I'll play it again now. But this is the reason why, Mr. Stewart, glad you brought it up.
Create welfare, we were handed it. But welfare gave us all that we needed to say, fuck that nigga.
Fuck that nigga.
And then we wonder why we have to return our children to their fathers, which is the prison system. Because the government is your baby daddy. Now give us our son.
Give me that.
We fed him through food stamps. We housed him through HUD and Section 8.
Souls and
we the
digging
baby
holes.
daddy. Give us our child. And they get to the point where they come collect, and now we look, and it's a pandemic, and it's an epidemic of melanated men in the prison system, going back to their daddy, Uncle Sam, who raised them via food stamps and welfare and Section 8. And if we don't do something about it, we'll just continue to perpetuate the cycle. And I don't talk about what I don't know about. Because shit, I got jammed up because after my life changed, I didn't want to let the motherfucking system go. When I didn't need it anymore. And I got fucked up behind keeping an apartment, keeping a Section 8 apartment. Thinking to myself, if I was ever to be homeless again, me and my baby's gonna always have somewhere to go. And the motherfucker reported me to welfare. I got real fucked up behind that shit. I don't talk about what I don't know about, baby.
Woo! Woo! Let's get back to our regular scheduled program.
The little girl said, I want to grow up and be a single mom. No.
Excuse me, my name is Lisa. I have, I think, a unique experience. I have 3 sets of children. They range from 35 to 11. My children all have separate fathers. I have been...
And look how she's saying that shit. Well, spoken lady. See, don't tell me it's just them hood chicks. Don't tell me it's just them hood chicks. Stop lamping us with them hood chicks. This is a well-spoken black lady right here. She said she got 4 kids with 4 different baby daddies. The fuck is going on here? She look educated. Let's continue.
very fortunate that with all 4 of the children and the 3 fathers, they have partnered with me.
I'm sorry. Not forefathers, you guys. Not forefathers. We're not talking about Abe Lincoln and them. I mean, we're not talking about Benjamin Franklin and, George Washington. She didn't say forefathers. It was only 3.
Every step of the way.
A lot of people often have said that being divorced has actually made parenting more difficult. Has that been your experience?
It's
Exactly. Hold on. Ball Styles Boston Cigar Shop. I used to like cigars, but I don't. But I do. It got to be a good one. It said 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies. You are not unique. And she jumped up like, oh, I think I have a unique story. My mama, I just told y'all, my mama had 3 baby daddies before she even, nah, shawty, my mama been claimed that, shawty. Like, that's the average. I'm glad my man just put up the cigar shop say, that is not unique, shorty. And she jumped up there with the, I have a unique situation here. No, you don't. You got 3 kids. That's typically the story, shorty. Thank you, my man.
It's made parenting better for me.
Wait. Say that again so that people...
Look at this simp. Look, he the only man up in there. Say that again. Divorce. We talking about divorce. She said divorce is the best thing. See, that's what they want. And when we get married, they want us just to divorce. And I think he's a senator or something.
It's made it better for me. I mean,
Being divorced.
Because I still get to explore things that are important to me. I now have 50.
See, important to them. See, that's why you don't need these women raising these children. Let me tell you something. The moment my daughter was born, life was not about me anymore. It was not about me anymore, people. It was not about me. It was about that little girl. And when the next one came, it was about that little girl. Matter of fact, when I met my wife, who was a single mother, a unicorn I met, you guys, she had a 3-year-old. It was about her at that point in time. Fuck your 50%. It's supposed to be 100%, shorty. She's happy because she got divorced and she gets to, do what she want to do 50% of the time. And that's the modern woman for us today, people.
50% of my time free to focus on things that are important to me. If I was a full-time mom, I couldn't do that. I would be on a soccer field every weekend. I would be...
What you supposed to do? Look, you guys, I work overnight. When I come home, I'm tired of shit, but I got to put my daughter on the bus. I know, my wife, she works, she teleworks. So she's in the kitchen or in the room or in the living room doing work. I have to put her on the bus. You hear me? You feel me? Every time my daughters have something, I have to get my sleep. I'm coming up here doing this show. I came home this morning, put her on the bus, went to sleep, woke up at 1 o'clock, prepared for this show. I'm going to do this show. I'm going to go back over there, get some sleep. My daughter has a little recital tonight. I'm going to go there at 7, and I'm going to literally leave her school to go to work. And I do this on a daily basis. My other daughter is into wrestling right now, amateur wrestling. She's about to have little meets that I'm going to have to go to. My oldest daughter, 19 years old, she's taking me to go sign up for the gym this weekend. Look, the thing is, you don't have no fucking life to yourself when you are a parent. And that's why these women be neglecting these kids, and that's why they don't need to be raising these kids, because they're thinking about what they need to do. You should have just not have kids. Just not have children. Is that so hard just not to have them? If you want to do what you want to do, just not have the children. But if you decided to have them, take care of them, and that is your life right now. And I'm sorry, man.
At basketball lessons and tutoring sessions, but because we split that partnership 50-50, I have a lot more time to focus on things that are important to me.
And they clapping. They clap. They clap. They clap. Why are you clapping?
I just wanted to say,
this my girl right here. I've been looking at this lady for like damn near 6 years. Because she's about to sit up here, and let me set it. I want to set this up for you guys, and I'm going to try to play this all the way through. Now, it ain't about getting copywritten now, because y'all ain't going to be able to watch this playback. I'm going to edit it to the podcast. So, yes, because I don't even want to pause, but I want to set it up for you guys. Y'all seen them first two ladies just playing victim and just shitting on men, right? About, we didn't choose this. Yes, you did choose that. You did choose to have those kids. You can only be the one who chose that. The man can't. I'm sorry. It's your body, your choice, which you tout all the time. They like to tout it when they having it, but don't tout it when they conceiving it. But this woman, she sat there, I'll guarantee you, sat there just like this. And Stuart, don't this woman, don't she look like Green? Y'all don't know what we're talking about, but she looks exactly like Green, bruh. But she has been sitting there listening to this BS. And I'm glad she got up and said what she said and what y'all about to hear her say. And, right, I wish I can find this lady today so I could bring her on the show and have a conversation. Because she didn't sugarcoat anything. And she called all of these women's bluff. Let's go.
you said that nobody decides that they want to be a single mom. But for me, some of us, that's just not true. I didn't decide to be a single mom. I didn't decide to be a mom at all. And I needed to hear, it's time to stop. I needed to hear, pat you on the head, your legs fly open. I needed to hear, close them. I needed to hear that subsequent pregnancy was a real issue. I'd never heard of that. I needed commentators. I needed Healthy Start. I needed people, places, things to say, hey, because I didn't choose to be a mom. I said, thank you, and a baby was the result. I said, I need somewhere to be tonight.
Speak that shit.
You understand? While I chose to have those babies after becoming pregnant, I didn't necessarily understand the choice that I was making getting to it. I know sex led to babies, but I didn't think this thank you, I need to stay here, was gonna lead to that. You understand what I mean? I didn't think that some of the things that I needed to survive were gonna lead to that. And so for those women who looked at me sideways when I had one in a stroller and one on my back, it took me quite a many years to get it, but understanding what subsequent pregnancy is and continuing to hear that this does not have to be my choice, that this does not have to be my circumstance. I don't have to place myself in situations where this is gonna be my end result. Some of us need that. Everybody, some of us, experience is our teacher, and we're all different. I just don't want to silence those complaints from the other end because somebody heard them. I know I did.
Woo! God damn, every time I hear this lady speak. Damn, I love that. And y'all heard her voice shaking. Ooh, yes, Red Pill. They was in there. Y'all ain't hear no clapping on that. How about that? Y'all ain't hear no clapping on that because she told the truth. See, when them other women were just talking, they're just making feel good statements. They making feel good statements instead of keeping it real. And that's why these women continue to cycle. Because they don't tell their daughters that. And y'all wonder why I call this not a Pookie podcast. Red Pill said their ears were burning from who let this chick in here? Who let this Red Pill chick in here? Who the hell? They hated that. This lady sat up there and said, I know what I was doing was bad. She basically said, y'all sitting up here lying. And her voice was shaking because she knew what type of crowd she was in. She knew what type of women she was around. But she knew that she was going to be on TV, baby, and hopefully somebody like myself can take this clip and share it amongst the people. I hope I don't get monetized. Copyright for that. But man, I just had to let that go because you needed that. Shout out to Boss Styles Cigars. He sent $10 to the Cash App. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. First time I'm seeing you here on the channel. Welcome. Or you have been here, just, decided to voice your voice today. But I appreciate that. It goes to the channel and it goes to a lot of production, baby. Best believe. I pay $50 a month, $57 a month for my Photoshop to make these videos and these thumbnails, and everything you see is from me, period. And I appreciate every dollar y'all give, man, to this cause. I appreciate it. And shout out to the channel. We just hit 3,000 subscribers yesterday, folks. Let's go. Let's give it up. I know that sounds like a little bit in some people's mind, but at the end of the day, I have at least half of that active on my channel, or a third, I think, because when I look at my analytics, baby, my impression click-through rate is almost 10%, you see, and the average for YouTube is 2%. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm doing the damn thing out here. My impressions is when how much YouTube recommends your video, someone sees your video, it's 250,000 times. And it's damn near 10% of that. Like, that is amazing. And when you look at my returning audience, it says 3,120. So damn shit, I might just, I might have all 3,000 people are active on my shit. So I appreciate that. That is way better than having 20,000 dead subscribers. I don't care how you cut it. At the end of the day, if somebody ain't interacting with your shit, you ain't doing nothing. So I appreciate that, man. And I'm averaging at least 60, 70,000 views a week. Woo! That is pretty good. Pretty good. If y'all watch, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Pretty good. But I appreciate y'all donations, man. But I hope I just really broke down why first I named the podcast Not a Pookie Podcast. And I'm going to leave this up for the next, say, 24 hours until I edit this and put it on the podcast tab. I'm going to edit this down to probably about 40 minutes. We at an hour and 11 minutes now. I'm gonna chop out a lot of the, just BS. And if you guys want to watch the playback, like I said, if you guys want to watch the playback, it will be episodic thing, like episodes. I'm episodic. Like I'm on TV. It will be episodes episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, that thing will go to 1 million, baby, because Not a Pookie Podcast is basically going to be my main thing I'm going to do on this channel. I'm going to pull back from doing individual videos, you guys, but that's not saying that you're not going to get content. The reason being because I'm going to put more into these lives. I get up to shit. I almost got up to 20 people up in this joint. The thing is, I gotta be consistent. YouTube ain't gonna keep, YouTube ain't gonna recommend it. First, YouTube recommended to my subscribers, and then once they see, or YouTube algorithms see that I'm for real about, going live, they be like, oh, so let's spread it out a little bit more. Let's spread it out. So I'm going to try to go live at least damn near every day. You know what I mean? Because I'm about to get on the schedule of working out and coming home and going to sleep and getting, and really taking care of myself. So I'm about to be 40 next year. I'm trying to, do all of this stuff now. But at the end of the day, people, the thing is, I'm trying to focus more on talking to you guys directly. I said once I hit 3,000 subscribers, I'm going to evolve the channel. You guys are still going to get individual videos, recorded videos, but the majority of the videos you're going to get are these lives and me breaking this up into the clips and the podcast, okay? The thing is, man, and Red Pill, appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. He say, your work is appreciated. Thank you, man. Thank you. Red Pill been down with me for about since the beginning of the year. I first seen him, man. But at the end of the day, people like my man Marlo Stewart been with me from day one. Dutch Talk TV days. My man Nervin's Numbers been out there kicking it with me. He congratulated me the other. That man been my first live in 2018. That man was in. Back when I wasn't talking to nobody but him. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm all about. I'm trying to build this audience, man. And to do that, I have to be active. I have to be engaged. I have to keep y'all engaged. I have to keep y'all entertained. And I have to keep y'all informed. I'm not trying to be other channels. I do research. I watch other channels and see how their format is. And I just don't like the through line I see of a lot of these Red Pill guys. And I respect them all, that to each his own. But the through line I do see, they play a lot of clips of funny shit to keep you going, to keep you, if you can't, look, my retention rate is pretty good. And I rarely show y'all pictures. Right? You see my face all the time. at the end of the day, I do the damn thing. I've been doing this for 8 years. I know how to keep it. My retention rate is pretty good on my videos. I have at least 30 to 60% staying to the end of the videos. You see? And that's pretty impressive. You feel me? And I don't need all of these pictures and funny ass memes and all of that shit. I don't need it, you know. And not saying that what they're doing, they if I wanted to trend, I'll do that. But I got my old school, Tommy Sotomayor. I got my old school. The way you see my setup is I got it from him. You see what I'm saying? And this is what I do. If you don't like how I talk, if you don't like me emoting and being passionate, that's your prerogative. Do what you want to do. Don't watch. But at the end of the day, I think what I do is pretty good. You know, I think I'm pretty good. But at the end of the day, man, look, I do take from them too. I do take a little, like, I don't do intros anymore. You know, all of that. You know, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Dutch, blah, 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 all that shit. Man, fuck that. You know, y'all should know who the fuck I am right now. But I hope that y'all like this podcast, and hopefully we can build it to the point where I can branch it off into Spotify, Apple, you know, Google, make it a real podcast. All it is a playlist that they named podcast on YouTube, but I'm going to utilize it to get used to saying podcasts and podcasts and podcasts. So, you know, Not a Pookie podcast can go a long way, and you guys are seeing the birth of this. You see what I'm saying? I'm sure in a year it's going to look way different than this, and universe willing that I be here, baby. But I hope that this gave you guys a better understanding of the origins of Pookie and Ray Ray and how single mothers destroy their sons. Appreciate you guys coming through, man. Again, appreciate all of the donations. I appreciate all of the views. 3,000 subscribers. Our next checkpoint is 5,000. I'm out. Y'all be safe. Stay unplugged from false narratives.